When you first start gardening, it's easy to get overwhelmed. You walk into a garden store, and suddenly there are hundreds of shiny tools staring back at you. But here's the truth. You don't need most of them. In fact, there are only about 10 essential tools that will take care of 90% of what you'll ever do in your garden. So today, I'll show you the top 10 gardening tools you actually need, and what you really don't. Let's make gardening simple and hey, save you some money while we're at it. Let's start with the basics. A good pair of gloves, not the cheap ones from the dollar bin that tear after a week. I'm talking thick, breathable gloves that protect you from thorns, splinters, and bugs. Look for gloves made from leather or nitrile and make sure they fit snugly. You'll thank yourself the first time you grab a rose stem or reach into mulch that's hiding something sharp. Next up, unsung Spade. The hand trowel. This little tool does a ton of work. Planting, transplanting, weeding, even digging small holes. Don't skimp on quality here. A solid metal trowel with a sturdy handle will last for years. Avoid the plastic ones. They bend and snap when the soil gets compacted. This is one of those buy it once, use it forever tools. You can't garden without a good pair of pruning shears. You'll use them for trimming, shaping, harvesting herbs or veggies, and cutting dead stems. Look for bypass pruners. They give a clean cut that won't crush stems. Skip the bulky anvil-style shears unless you're cutting thick wood. And here's a tip. Wipe your blades with rubbing alcohol after use. It prevents spreading diseases between plants. Next is one that seems obvious, but there's actually a right and wrong way to water. And that starts with a quality watering can or hose. If you have a small garden or just a few containers, a watering can gives you way more control. For bigger gardens, you'll want a hose with a multi-pattern nozzle, so you can switch from a gentle mist to a strong jet whenever you need it. Oh, and definitely avoid those cheap plastic hoses. They just kink, crack, and honestly, they'll drive you crazy. Remember, your goal is to water the soil, not just the leaves. Number 5 is a garden fork, or a hand fork if you're working with smaller spaces. It's just perfect for loosening compacted soil, turning compost and mixing in fertilizer. Unlike a shovel, the fork's tines glide through tough ground without breaking up your soil structure too much. You really don't need a fancy brand, just make sure it's sturdy and feels balanced in your hand. If you're working in garden beds or digging holes, you'll want a spade. Not a huge shovel but a smaller, flat-edged one. A spade gives you precision for edging, transplanting, and digging in those tighter spots. For big digging jobs like trees or compost piles, that's when the full-size shovel comes out. And, skip the gimmicky multi-tool versions. They're heavy and awkward. A simple spade is honestly worth its weight in gold. Next, a good rake. Most people think of it as a leaf tool, but it's also amazing for leveling soil, spreading mulch, or cleaning up garden debris. If you can, get both styles, a leaf rake for light work and a steel garden rake for heavier soil or gravel. Oh, and try to avoid the super cheap ones with loose tines. They bend out of shape after just one season. Every gardener needs something to handle weeds, and that's where a hoe or Hori knife really shines. A hoe lets you slice weeds just below the soil surface. It's fast and honestly, kind of satisfying. If you prefer precision, a Hori knife is a Japanese digging tool that acts as a knife, saw, and trowel all in one. And skip the weed puller gadgets that promise magic results. These classics do the job better and last longer. Even if your garden is small, a wheelbarrow or garden cart makes your life easier. You'll use it for hauling soil, compost, plants, tools, you name it. If storage space is tight, look for foldable or two-wheeled versions. They're stable and take up less room. Skip the plastic ones. They crack under heavy loads. Go for steel or heavy-duty resin. Finally, protect your knees and back. A kneeling pad or garden stool might not seem essential until you've spent an afternoon crouched in the dirt. A thick foam pad or foldable seat keeps you comfortable and helps you garden longer without strain. Skip the cheap foam squares. For set-in-one with handles or storage underneath for your tools. Here's what you don't need starting out. Electric tillers for small gardens, a shovel or fork does the job. Fancy watering systems, a hose and nozzle are plenty. One-use gadgets like tomato cages with built-in solar lights. Keep it simple. The more experience you gain, the better you'll know what tools actually fit your style of gardening. So there you have it, the top 10 gardening tools you actually need, and a few you can skip. Start simple, take care of your tools, and they'll take care of you for years. If you found this helpful, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe for more beginner gardening guides, and let me know in the comments. What's the one tool you can't garden without? Until next time, happy gardening and keep it simple.